Hey Retro community, how are you all doing? As you can see, I've busted out my NEC Ready 7610. I'm still planning on doing a follow-up to the previous videos where I refurbed it, and I'm going to be performing some upgrades, replacing a sound card, adding cache, etc. But for today, I wanted to do something for DOSCEMBER. And if you're not familiar with what DOSCEMBER is, just search the hashtag on YouTube or even on the web in general, and it should give you an idea of what it is. But basically, it's a celebration of DOS in general, older PCs, things like that. So what I wanted to do today is, it's not going to be quite an MS-DOS install. What I'm going to try to do is install Windows NT 3.1 and see what kind of DOS games will work on there. And if we can't get any success there, then we'll bump it up to NT 3.5.1 and to NT 4 if need be. Not sure if I'm going to be able to find drivers for any of the components in here, especially the video card and the sound card, which without those, we're probably not going to have much success. But I figured, what the hell, give it a shot and we'll go from there. I do have some other videos that I'm preparing for DOSCEMBER. I'm not sure which one will be released. And it may turn out that this doesn't become a DOSCEMBER video, but just a general let's mess around video. But as you can see, I've got a Gotek already installed with a flash floppy, and I've got a bunch of images already on the USB stick there. So let's just go ahead and fire this up and go from there. Now, I've never actually installed NT 3.1. I have 3.5.1. I'm assuming they're similar to each other. Oh, and I've also, by the way, I've zoomed in on the screen specifically just so we can get a better look at what's happening on here. So it looks like just your standard NT setup, which also was similar to your Windows 3 and 3.1 setup that pretty much existed up until Windows Vista, where they finally changed the pre-setup screen. So let's see, we want to do enter. Let's do custom setup, see what options we have available to us. We don't need any SCSI adapters. I doubt this will have drivers for it. Yeah, it doesn't. Technically, it's a Logitech mouse, but it's not a serial mouse. It's PS2 mouse, so we'll see if it works. We'll just go with a standard PC. Actually, yeah. Now I'm probably going to zip through this section here, so it'll either be a montage or I'll just skip straight to the end. We'll see. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. Oh, and the background noise you hear is the case fan. Or actually not the case fan, the power supply fan. I've already replaced the case fan, so. Hey, look at that, it's finished. And there's the directory it wants to install to, so we'll just use that. NTLDR, the NT loader. Disk 2. It's going to take a long time since it has to go through 20 some odd more disks, but we'll get through it. And as we can see, we've got part 1 or part 2 over out of don't know how many parts, but we'll see. And let's reboot. need that or that because I don't have a network card in here. And I took the modem out, so it doesn't matter. Well, it comes with that, so that's cool. I guess we'll just install everything. And as you can see, it just populated all of the program groups. And it can also detect if you had DOS installed previously. That's kind of neat. We don't need a password. This isn't connected to the internet. Good enough for me. Let's reboot and see what happens. Oh, it recognizes my DOS install. That's neat. I still had a domain controller running. I wonder if I'd be able to join this to it or not. Alright, so this is it here. Let's see. There's no device manager effectively, so I can't really see. Let's see, so it definitely doesn't see the sound card, which is really not a surprise. I would probably need drivers for that, and I'm assuming that the video drivers are not installed either. I don't see anything. It does recognize the mouse at least, so that's good. What kind of drivers can I add though? So the Opti sound chip is supposed to emulate, I think, a Sound Blaster Pro. Let's see if we can do this though. I doubt it'll work, but we'll find out. Yeah, so that's not going to work at all. I think this supports the Windows sound system, but I don't remember. Yeah, I don't recognize these settings at all, so I doubt it. We won't install that either. Pretty sure I'm not going to find any NT 3.1 drivers. I wonder if Windows 3.1 drivers would work. Probably not. So let's see if this works. Okay, I guess that one does not work. What about... So I'll have to install this using setup. What about the sound stuff though? Yeah, that's not going to work either. So I may not be able to get sound working on here, but let's find out anyway. Let's see if that worked. Unless my eyes deceive me, it looks like I have a few more colors maybe. Or maybe not. Oh, looks like I didn't like my promotion driver. So much for that. Here's another thing I can try. I'll be back again. All right, let's see. If any of these will work here. They're for NT3.5, but who knows? That's right. sure if it'll work. We'll find out after a reboot. Oh yeah, obviously the graphics driver is not working still, so I guess it just won't work on here. So let's go ahead and do this again. First of all, let's try this folder again. Okay, that's annoying, but we know we have other options. How's dual driver still being used by Windows? It's removed. So this is going to be pretty much a lost cause with NT 3.1. So, especially since I don't have CD-ROM drivers loaded at all, it does not detect the CD-ROM drive, make it difficult to play games anyway. So we're going to have to upgrade to NT 3.5.1, making all of this pointless. All right, let's see if I can get 3.5.1 booted or not. Okay, so far so good. Now let's try an upgrade, why not? Those never go wrong, do they? Same as before, I'll either do a montage and fast forward through setup, or I'll skip ahead to the end. Alright, so let's remove the floppy disk, teehee, and reboot. Oh, this time it actually gives you the choice. No, we do not. Let's go ahead and restart. Oh, looks like it's 2056 color mode. Remembered my login. Curious to see what it discovered for a... Aha. It's because there's a new display option. 2056 colors, look at that. Now let's see if I can go higher. Looks like I can, at least color-wise. What does display type show? Promotion compatible, so it detected it automatically, which is really, really awesome. I wonder how high I can go. Fine, we'll test, see what happens. Should be good. Yes, do not restart now. Because what I want to do is see, there's a lot more options listed here now, although video codecs and things like that. But we need sound. So it's using Windows Sound System instead of Sound Blaster compatibility. I have no idea if these are the right settings or not. Now let's restart and see what happens from here. Higher resolution though, we see that. And there's sound. And since I know CD-ROM support is working, we should be all set. So this is using Windows Sound System support. I wonder how that's going to impact DOS games. Good question. Let's find out. All right, let's see if I can do this at all. I believe it's Alt-Enter for full screen. Yes, and it does work too. I don't remember where I got this copy of Doom from, floppy disk images, but if it doesn't work, then I've got an actual folder that I can just transfer to the CF card, and it doesn't look like it's doing anything. Windows is still running, okay. Maybe it's a graphics mode that's just not supported within NT. No idea if that'll even work. Let's see if I can go back to full screen or not. Doesn't appear so. Frozen. Well, let's close and try this again. It goes full screen anyway. Could it be because of the sound drivers? Maybe I'll have to go back to none, PC speaker, see what happens. Okay, so Doom does not seem to be runnable under Windows NT 351. Oh, I heard something. It's trying to play. So it can't do proper DOS mode display. So Doom is a no-go in 351. Probably wouldn't work in 3.1 either. What other floppy images do I have on here with games on it potentially? Can't remember where I got this copy of SimCity from. Well, let's see what happens. Probably the same thing as Doom, because NT 351 is not a gaming operating system. It goes full screen. So it's required to run in DOS mode. So it's probably doing something in the background, but because of the fact that I can't see anything, can't say for certain. What if we run command.com directly instead of running it through CMD. To see if there was a flag or something that I could run. Apparently not. So SimCity is a no-go, and I'm willing to bet other DOS games are probably no-goes as well. But before we give up completely, let me try some that I actually have discs for, and not floppy disk images. I'm going to give a try with Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo for DOS, yes. None of these games seem to like NT-DOS mode. Oh, but it works here, just not full screen, which is going to be a problem again. Let's install the game. And failing that, although I'm not holding out any more hope, I've also got a copy of Earthworm Jim 1 and 2 for DOS, although there's a special setup for Windows, but there's a caveat there, and we'll get into that when I get to that point. As we can see, installation successful, and you can continue. Yeah, so this doesn't have support for the Windows sound system either. We'll just say no sound. And we'll quit. No README. Save settings, yes. Cannot run on Win32. Well, so much for that. It's gonna be an epic fail of a DOSCEMBER. But let's try Earthworm Jim anyway. Oh, Windows sound system support. I don't remember. Let's see. DMA 1, 530, and 11. Yeah, normal quality. Okay, I already did, but oh wait, there's, let's run setup 95. We want to do a hard drive install. Next. Sure, there's no desktop, but why not? It detected it already, so that's good. Yes, I do. Let's see what happens. It crashed. That makes me sad. Oh, yeah, I gotcha. That's all it did. So we'll just run it off the CD. Lack of conventional memory. Let's exit. Let's try again. Yep, it just doesn't like it, so we're going to try the Game Empire disk. Now obviously it's got a Windows installer on there. I could have run it through, might have been able to run it through DOS, but if not, I can always browse the CD and grab the disks from there, or the installs from there for any DOS. I don't remember what games were on here, which ones were specific to DOS. There's no list on the back, but I believe, I don't see it in here though, I think Jackrabbit was DOS based. Either doesn't exist anymore or won't take. Heretic was another DOS based game, I believe. Because I believe it was what, Hexen and Heretic, which were based on the Doom engine, and they were more fantasy based rather than Mars Marine based or whatever. I think that's enough. We don't need anything else. Run setup. We'll do no sound card because it doesn't seem to support Windows Sound System. Goes full screen. How much would I bet it's not going to work? Oh, kind of bluish. PC speaker again. And because these games launch some weird DOS mode that it doesn't understand, again, no Windows Sound System. This was probably not going to work. Just as I thought. Because I want to get something DOS-based working on here, we're going to run this ShareWare CD. Let's see if this works. Oh, that's right, I don't have... Directory Commander Plus, so that's all this is. So DC Plus. Hey look, something DOS works in Windows NT 351 and in full screen mode. So this was pretty much useless. But hey, it was something. So another complete waste of time. Let's upgrade to Windows NT 4 and see what we can do from there. Alright, let's get this over with. Let's see if I can try to do an in-place upgrade again so we can keep all the program groups, the games that are installed and everything. I don't want to have to format and redo everything from scratch again. So, there's no standard setup program. Okay, there we go. Well then, alright. I think it's odd that it has to boot from a floppy disk this way, but I figured it would just do everything from within Windows, prep the drive to boot with the NT4 loader, but I guess not. So I've never done an upgrade before of any previous version of NT351, so... And I think this is the first time they actually make you go through the EULA before you can continue. Yeah, we want to upgrade. No, we're fine. So it did not upgrade the video, interestingly enough. Unless this is just... No, this is 16 color mode. Interesting. Actually, before I do that, I had it extracted, but just in case. That's more like it. I don't care. As long as I get full color. Can go as high as 1600 by 1200. This monitor can't. I think that's better. So first off, we'll try running Doom, but first, let's run setup. Again, it's not going to detect the Windows sound system, so I don't think NT can emulate any sort of sound at all. So we'll stick with none. Just want to make sure that everything is. Now let's see what happens. Nothing again. So I doubt that we're going to get any DOS games running on here at all. So we'll skip straight to Earthworm Jim. Since hard disk installation doesn't do anything, we just do it this way. Windows sound system. This was 11. Was that one? No, I don't remember. And finish. Yes. Okay, is it frozen or is it going to do something different this time? It's a little different. Okay. Interesting, if I go to windowed mode, it doesn't show that font of CD-ROM drive. But if I go full screen, it does, but it doesn't do anything beyond that. Alright, so this isn't going to work either. Let's try installing Service Pack 6 first and see if that maybe corrects some of the issues we're having. Alright, let's go ahead and get this installed. And we'll just let it run. Seems like it didn't take too long, although we know Microsoft doesn't always estimate time the best way. It'll say it's almost done, and then 2 hours later, actually, I take that back. In this case, it was an accurate estimate. Let's restart and see what happens. Alright, we're back. Let's take a look. I'm not going to bother with Earthworm Jim just yet because I don't want to freeze the machine and have to reboot it again. So let's go instead to Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And it still does not run. So interesting, that's a different error. So I don't think games are going to run on here. NT4 had very limited support for DOS. I mean, better than NT351 for sure. So kind of disappointing, but also kind of expected, to be honest with you. Let's try Jazz. Just in case. Chain. Interesting. Apparently even the help file crashes the system. At least this time doesn't take everything with it. Let's go ahead and try our old friend Sonic CD and see what happens. I'm just curious at this point if it's going to run at all or not. Alright, let's see. It's got... Yep, not going to run. NT4 just sucks for playing any kind of games on here. Now, people did manage to get Doom to run on NT4, but they're using either the Windows 95 version of it or a community-created port called NT Doom, where they created the executable for it, but you still have to provide all the other files, the WAD files and everything, to get it to, you know, so that it has access to all the resources, the maps, all the enemies, everything like that. So in terms of gaming in NT anything before 2000, I don't really recommend it. It doesn't seem like much really runs, unfortunately. And I don't really have any other games on here to really check out. I mean, Jackrabbit doesn't work. Lost Word, who cares about that? Heretic and Doom are going to have the same issues that they've always had. Earthworm Jim crashes the system. Yeah, so gaming in NT, not recommended. Now, I could upgrade this to 2000, you know, get some better DOS support. And I forget if it was 2000 or if it was XP that implemented sound card virtualization. They, I believe, they emulated a Sound Blaster 16 or a Sound Blaster Pro or something like that. So, yeah, this was kind of a waste of time, but at least now, you know, everyone knows. Don't bother with it. Now, the fun thing is that I've recorded hours of footage that I'm going to basically cut down now to some smaller one, just highlights so you can see the frustration that I've had to experience. So, yep, I don't recommend it at all. But if you liked this video, hit the thumbs up and feel free to subscribe if you haven't yet, but there's never any obligation, but I do appreciate it. If you didn't like the video, go ahead, hit the thumbs down, but please leave a comment below as to why, so I can try to use that to help things going forward. Oh, and if you have any tips on how to actually get DOS games to work in NT, let alone Windows-based games, you know, drop them down in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks all, and I'll catch you later.